Just gotta wait for the thing to turn on. Yeah. All right. We ready? Big two. College football playoffs. Oh, let me turn off the possession arrow. Okay, here we are. Here we are. All right. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another college football playoff live stream. And to start us off today, we got the Miami Hurricanes, who come in with a record of 10-2. They're the 10th seed, one of the last teams to get in the tournament. And then they are in historic Kyle Field. You could call it the historic Kyle Field, you know. As they face off against the 7th-ranked Texas A&M Aggies. And schedule-wise, of course, again, this is the first time both teams have made it to the college football playoff. Always love when you have some, first-timers. Miami, they lost those first, they lost what? Earlier in the year to Louisville. Actually, no, they were red hot to start the year. In fact, there was a little fact that they didn't even leave the state of Florida until they went to. Did they go? Was it Dallas, where they of course lost in overtime? Because they lost to Louisville at home. And after that loss to SMU, people were saying, "Yep, they're done." People thought Miami was cooked after that loss to SMU. But alas, they're here. Led by Carson Beck, who of course came over from Georgia. I think, rumor has it, he was dating one of the Cavender twins, who play basketball at the U. But yeah, that's interesting. As there's Mike Elko and the Aggies doing their walk to the stadium. Started 11-0. Only loss was against Texas. The last week of the season. September 13th, they won at Notre Dame, and then the largest comeback in school history. 27 points versus South Carolina. No wins versus SEC teams with winning conference record. I remember that game against South Carolina because that made Carolina Jackpot break his TV. That's a breakable TV. That's an offense that should call for that kind of stuff, right? That would piss me off so much that I'd probably do something the same. All right, here comes the Aggies walking down the tunnel. Remember, they had a chance to make it to this last year, but they failed. Tough. And I wish this game was at night, because imagine the atmosphere then. But still, the atmosphere is going to be top-notch. Comparing the two teams, Carson Beck, 263 of 352, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions as the Aggies take the field. Marcel Reed for A&M, 209 for 338, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Identical numbers in that department, but only 2,932 passing yards. Mark Fletcher leads the way on the ground for the Canes. 141 carries, 10 touchdowns on 685 rushing yards. Ruben Owens, 112 carries, 5 touchdowns, and 618 yards. Also, Le'Veon Moss is back for A&M. So their main running back is back. Malachi Toney, elite freshman, 84 receptions, 970 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns. Miami, number 10 in the AP preseason poll. Started 5-0, reached number 2 poll in the AP poll. Lost 2 of next 3 to Louisville and SMU in overtime. Won Final Four games to jump 8 spots in the rankings. There's Mario Cristobal, former Oregon coach, of course. Casey Concepcion leads the way for the Aggies in receiving yards. 57 receptions, 9 touchdowns, on 886 yards receiving. Nisador has 7 sacks to lead the way for the Canes. Cassius Howell has 11.5 for the Aggies. Horay, 54 tackles for the Canes. York has 67. Oh, God. 6-7. Yeah. We got an early one. Now you'll notice up top at the scoreboard, I had to change up the A&M logo a little bit. I could not find a suitable one because for some reason, Google does not have the helmets facing this way. They're all facing that way. So I got to do a little flipperooski, and then I got to, fix up the logo a little bit. But I think it suffices. Honestly, I think next year I might just go with that kind of style of helmet. The 2D kind of version, not the 3D. And there's our friend Go Marlins already yapping his gums in the freaking chat. We coming for you after we finish off these bums. I kind of want Miami to win because I want to end their freaking team again. Send them into another 20-year tailspin. Just like we did in 2003 or 02, whatever. Yeah. We got Texas A&M. They were like a top 3 team in the country until they lost to Texas. Look at that. Look at those flags flying, man. Yeah, that wind is howling out there. Mid-60s in the winter? Not too shabby. Very comfortable weather. All right. Yeah, so Miami did not leave the state of Florida until November 1st when they lost to SMU. Because they were either at home or they went out to Tallahassee. That's it. And of course, they would venture out to Blacksburg, or was it Blacksburg, Virginia? And then hit, and then they would smack both teams. So, yeah, no problem there. Yeah, we are less than 5 seconds from kickoff. Should be a good one. Tell you one thing, this game's going to have a tough act to follow from last night. Wow, so apparently Mason Marchment will be making his debut with the Blue Jackets tonight, being as the Kraken were already in San Jose at the time of the trade. So he just had to grab a quick flight to Orange County because the Blue Jackets are in Anaheim. Go figure. Looks like, yep, A&M will receive. So I could have just kept the arrow on A&M anyway. Who cares? All right. Bussy back to receive, and they actually had to hold the ball in the kickoff because it's so windy. And it'll go in the end zone for a touchback. After last night's game, people were like, yeah, they need to just have the first 2 rounds be at home sites. Every team a chance to have a home site game. No, I'm not streaming the Blue Jackets. Like I said in my video last night or whatever, I was like, I'm not streaming those guys. You thought I had a rough time streaming the Cavs at this point. The last thing I want to do is stream the Blue Jackets and watch them blow a third period lead over and over and over and over again. All right. So there's Marcel Reed. He had Heisman hype for a while. Quick pass, almost tipped. And there was a first, gain of 9. That's Mario. No, it's Craver. Mario Craver. Yeah, running some tempo here. Back to pass. Reed. Pressure coming. Throws. And it's dropped. Again, trying to go to that Craver again. Dude's got a freaking hood over his name. I can't sometimes see it. Surprised Ruben Bain doesn't lead the Haynes in sacks. All right, now we got refs meeting in the middle. I guess they got some maybe possible substitutions, so they got to adjust the ball just a little. Got to reset the ball. Shotgun for Reed. Snap. And they got it. Yep, they're going to give it to him. They're going to give him the spot. And College Game Day said last night that Johnny Manziel would be today's guest picker, but now the graphics said it was Alex Caruso. Much better choice. I like Caruso. He actually has a head on his shoulders, and he won't say something stupid. Besides, Johnny Manziel was probably too busy having a party with his boy Diego. Quick run for about 4-5 yards. Sin Marchment had a 10-team no-trade list. Blue Jackets were not on it. Beautiful. Reed back to pass. Throws, and it's incomplete. I think that was Conception. Winner of this game faces Ohio State next week, or on the 31st, in the next round. That'll be at the Cotton Bowl. All right, 3rd and 5. Reed in the gun, running back to his right. Got 3 receivers bunched up to the left. Back to pass. Pressure coming. He's going to take off with it. Shook a defender's shoes, and he gets the first down. And there's a flag down. I think it's a flag, or is that someone's mouth guard? There's a flag. Okay. There's Torre. See, they fell for it too. They thought, is that a flag? No, it's someone's mouthpiece. Happened last night. Some neon yellow thing was on the ground. I was like, what is that? Is that a flag? Nope, it's someone's mouthpiece. It was burnt orange. That's probably why they wouldn't allow a yellow mouthpiece. Or shoes even. And dump off pass goes nowhere. People 4 is animated. Like, let's go. Oh, that's funny. Johnny is teaching Diego how to play in the CFL. True. That's O'Connor with the tackle. He was hyped up after that play. Here's a handoff. Ruben Owens gets to about the 49. And now Owens will come out. At least, ESPN figured, you know what? We're not going to have that loser on Manziel on this thing. He'll say something stupid. Let's go get Russo. Had a mind blank for a second. I was like, what's his name? Marcel Reed, back to pass. Good protection. And now the pressure's coming, and he's going to take off. Shaking defenders. Gets the first down. Yeah, we thought freaking Mateer was a greasy player to try to tackle. Freaking Reed is even greasier to bring down. Slippery. Now they're inside Kane's territory. Back to pass. Throws. Open. Gets about 2. Maybe a few. Actually, no, more than that. Maybe like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'll stop. Stop with the whole 6-7 garbage. I don't even know how that even started. Damn. 2nd and 4, so it was a gain of 6. Okay. They're inside field goal range. Just outside the 35. Quick pass. And that's going to be a loss of like 5. Or I guess maybe 4 or 5 yards. 4, 5. 6, 7. Oh my God. I got to stop that. I got to stop. I can feel my IQ starting to drop when it's just like I set myself up for it. Damn. See, I'm losing viewers now. I get some viewers in here, and then I start doing this stupid 6-7 garbage, and then they leave. I don't even know how that became a thing. I ought to slap the person that came up with that with a frying pan. Stupid. Here's a handoff. Okay, yep, nothing. Maybe a yard. And yeah, 4th down, and we saw last night what field goal kicking can do. Sandell missed 2 relative easy kicks, but he made a 51-yarder. I love kickers, especially college kickers. They make no sense. And they're going to go for it on 4th and 6. Oh, wait, we got timeout. Haynes called timeout. No, it's not funny at all. It's stupid. So why do you keep doing it? Because that's what they call brain rot. I really don't know who the heck made that a thing. Maybe he was like thinking like, how many do you want? 6, maybe 7. Like, I don't get what's so brain rot. This society is cooked. I mean, heck, I watch these like highlights from college women's basketball games, and it's like, because they always have like promotions where they allow like kids to come in, classes to watch, I guess, on a field trip. Every time a team hits 67 points, that those kids go nuts. I'd hate to be in school at this point, like elementary school. God, teachers can't say 6 or 7 because then all the kids are like, ah. Like, what is so fascinating about this? I'm gonna freaking smack the person who freaking came up with the 6-7 meme because it's stupid. Dumbest thing ever. Noah Ruggles. Yeah. Gotta love college kickers. Gotta love college kickers. Okay, let's see here because we got some news on transfer portal players from the transfer portal page on On3. I've stayed in the running for elite players. Probably Corey Coleman. Nah. Yeah, transfer portal prospects. They probably got us for Chaz. Full start. I'm going to go back, just entered the portal today. He's probably going to go to Penn State. Aiden Childs. Cincinnati and Nebraska. Bo Pribula, probably Virginia Tech. Yeah. Wilson and Brown. Not announced any decisions, but they're probably going to stay in Gainesville. Malachi Tony back to receive this punt. And see, it goes up behind him and it'll be out of bounds right around the 7-yard line. So now we're going to see Carson Beck and the Canes for the first time. And I will say, if you're a Browns fan and you want O-line, watch Mauigoa on Miami. He might be one of the guys we look at. Maybe not first round, but definitely they will be looking at him. Oh, look at him, all right.
So for mom, I was thinking. I thought she didn't want any. Well, like when she says she doesn't want any fries. She want fries. Exactly. What if we get an iPhone 17 Pro at AT&T? I can get their best deal without needing the most expensive plan. Good call. So now she looks herself. No, get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us. When you trade in your whole life, any condition, most expensive plan now required. Plus switch and we'll pay off your phone balance up to $800 per line. I'm a genius. I figured out how to make us penguins. That's gonna be tricky.
Thing I've learned: Twitter algorithm will flood your timeline with whatever you like. Literally, I saw one tweet about Stranger Things a few days ago, right? I think it was a trailer from the new volume 2. So I gave it a like. Now my freaking timeline is flooded with freaking Stranger Things stuff. And let me tell you, man, what I've learned, people have some wacky ass theories about how that show is going to end. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say anything about it, but yeah, I don't see a lot of that stuff happening. I just don't see that happening for the most part. I'd be shocked if half these theories are even true. Someone had a theory that it's all just a dream, or, like all this stuff that's happened so far didn't even really happen. It's all one big game, right? I swear, if this is like a dream sequence where at the very end, one of the main characters wakes up from in a freaking sweat, freaking like, oh god, but what happened? I had this weird ass dream, man. I'd be like, are you freaking kidding me? All that 10 years of storytelling for that. So here comes Carson Beck. Carson Beck. Shotgun. Quick pass. Gets it to the 11. That place seems loud as heck, not gonna lie. It's orange in those stands too. Wow. Here's a handoff. Mark Fletcher, one-time Buckeye target. I think he was even committed at one point. Of course, Miami used to do this thing where they would sit on their hands in recruiting and essentially wait until the very end to see who Ohio State had, and especially from Florida, that's who they would mainly target. People Ohio State had from Florida, and they would try to pluck them away from us. They did it like 2 or 3 times. Actually, now that I think about it, I think they did it about 3 or 4 times. Jordan Lyle, Mark Fletcher, Justin Scott, and yeah, where's Buddy going? He's only going to get about 2 yards. That's Ricks. Malachi Tony, the another electric receiver. In the gun. Back to pass. Dude was like this close to being offsides. Got away with it. Sanford with the tackle. Yeah. I think the wind might keep these teams from really airing it out. I'm back. 3rd and 5. Back to pass. Throws, and it's tipped away, incomplete. Think it was behind the receiver. So 4th down. Damn, after A&M had that great drive, Miami goes out here and doesn't get much. And here's the punt. It's a high snap and a bouncy punt. Doesn't go far, though. It'll, come on, where's this? Okay, it's going to be right around the 38-yard line. Their own 38. Wow, you know my stream's popping off when I got the freaking spam bots. Haven't seen these babies in a minute. Okay, let's hide you. You're out of here. You're done. No spamming. Funniest part with those spam bots, they think people are actually going to go watch their garbage. Yeah, let me go to this garbage ass site, whatever it is. That's probably loaded with viruses and spam and malware and garbage like that. Yeah, no. Okay, let's turn this down. There we go. LeBron mentioned this about the Marchment trade, saying some people are surprised Columbus being buyers, but the East is so jammed. Every team is at 500 or better in points percentage. Jackets feel they can still get in the playoff race. If not, there's always an option of flipping Marchment at the deadline. The players on Columbus were frustrated of late and were hoping the management would add. Conklin on IR. No surprise. He stinks. He's old. He stinks. He's made glass. And he's also ass, too. Uh, that's tough, though, for Jack. And he cannot stay healthy anymore. Here's a run by Reed. Gets about 6 yards. Zune, Pasantis, Nabu. Reed Adams and Crownover up front for A&M. 50th start, 34th start, 26th, 39th, and 28th. That's a veteran O-line right there in terms of college. Ain't no freaking, new kids on that line. That's for sure. Back to pass. Reed looking, throws. Oh, nice move. Gets a first down, past the 50. And that is Ruben Owens. There's Aguirre. First and 10. I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. Back to pass. Throws wide open. That's the tight end. There's a little flip. There's a flip. That's couldn't freaking see the name. Damn, I hate when they do that. Nice play. Got his man wide open in space. Once again, they have 69 yards total. Nice. Back to pass. Dump off. A lot of traffic up there, and there's a flag. Is that a flag or is that another freaking mouth guard? That's a mouth guard. I think I can see the little lettering on the piece there. It's a mouth guard for sure. Yeah. See? From far away, that's like, is that a flag? No, that's a freaking mouth guard. Checking out mouthpieces. Just, a lot of these mouthpieces are just dangling off the front of the helmet. It's more of a decoration for some of these guys. Reed getting chased and oh, watch out. Incomplete. Blunt landed on the ball for Miami because he thought it was a fumble. I don't know what kind of a play that was for Reed, but they got to the ball. Ooh. Now they're saying it's a fumble for A&M and Miami has it. Yeah, his arm was like this when the ball was going out, so that's a fumble. And then number 8 for A&M got decked afterwards. And his hand's not even really moving forward when the ball comes out. The ball was already coming out when his arm was moving forward. See? First and 10, Miami. I'm already liking this game a lot. That's for sure. Here's the handoff. Fletcher gets near a first down. If he would have been able to cut up field, he would have been not long gone, but he definitely would have had a big gain. There's Marigoa. Number 61. Opens up a big hole there. Okay. There's Brockermeyer. I think he was brought in out of the portal last year. He was from TCU. Could be wrong. Number 5 overall prospect in the upcoming draft. Number 1 tackle. And bounces off a tackler. Gets about 3-4 yards. And Lola. You see Bell. Bell's a big ass dude. My God. Ohio State's got some massive ass human beings up front too, on the D line. Just look at Caden McDonald. And it looks like we got Tony gonna yeet it up, and it's incomplete. Yeah, he was going backwards as he was throwing the ball too. A&M's like, yeah, you're not fooling us, fam. We actually watched tape. So it's third down. I like the idea. There was some pressure coming after him too. And not to mention, the receiver he was going to was tightly covered. We have whistles. Looks like a timeout, Miami. Damn. Mario using his timeouts. Wow. Okay, Mario. Mario. Oh, God. Jeff Swoboda bringing back memories of March with Florida. Blue Jackets fans may remember him from a 6-point game he had in Nationwide Arena on January 31st, 2022, while with Florida. Oh, yeah. Of course. Just thinking about last night, man. I mean, college kickers are they're an interesting breed of player, right? Because again, these are kids and they're easily rattled. From what I understand, Sandell was rock solid all year long. They said that I think the first miss was his first since his first attempt this year. So yeah, he was rock solid. And he made a 51-yarder earlier in the game. And then when the game on the essentially with possibly with the game on the line, because if he makes that second one, that's a 7-point game, and the situation is 100% different. But then he missed that one. They get the ball back with like about a minute and 47 or so to go. They figure, we'll kick this field goal, and then we'll go for the onside kick and test our luck. They didn't even make it. It was short. Bruh. That's tough, man. Yep, Sandell's not going to be able to live that down. They're rare though. It's rare for me to see a left-handed kicker, a left-footed kicker. It was a lot. Mainly everybody's righty. That's got to be tough being a lefty, right? A lefty kicker. Game 2 of the day, Tulane Ole Miss at 3:30, and then tonight, James Madison and Oregon. I thought about streaming Oregon James Madison, but then I'm thinking that game could be a laugher, and I don't really want to waste my time. Besides, this game matters because winner faces Ohio State. So, yeah. Up off pass and got swallowed up. Only a loss of a yard. Barely a yard, though. I mean, it could have been more. A&M is ready for everything. Oh, you're going to do dump off passes? That's cute. We'll just crowd the line of scrimmage area, and it's like they're daring Carson Beck to let it rip deep. Like, you got to beat us deep to get us, man. You can't be hitting us with these stupid dump off passes. We're ready for them. 4th down and 7. So they don't even take advantage of the fumble. Another punt. And oh, did he fall on it? I believe he did. Whoo, damn. The collective, that sound you just heard was the collective gasp of all A&M fans everywhere. Oh, God, don't do that to me again, man. Your face. I know how you feel, dude. I know how Aggies fans feel watching that. Because I've seen that with my pro football team a little too much lately. You think you think you got it, and then it's like, what the hell? Just like you expect it to be right around here, and it ends up up here. And here's a run, gets past the 15, about the 18-yard line. Remember, Marcel Reed led the Aggies back from that 27-point deficit against South Carolina. And honestly, if they lose that game, I don't know if A&M's in this spot right now. I think they would have made the playoffs, but that would have been tough. Back to pass. He's going to take off. And go down. First down. Okay, yeah, he's got that quickness. He's got that Kyler Murray quickness to him. All right, was breathing down his neck right there at the beginning there. Here's a handoff and eaten up, loss of at least 3. Yeah, I think for any team to win this game, they're going to need to let it rip a little bit. These teams are ready for the mid-range game. They're like, yep, it's windy here. They ain't going to throw it deep that much. Because that wind will take the ball and have it go way off course. There's Jason Taylor. Is that Jason Taylor? Yeah, I think that is. Yeah. Shotgun for Reed. Back to pass. Quick throw. Oh, watch out. That's dangerous. There was a hurricane right there. Throws a little low and. Wait, what happened? Nick Herbig is out. Hey. Yeah, okay. We play the Steelers next week, so you know damn well they'll be back next week. Watt and Herbig will be back next week. I already know it. Shotgun. Back to pass. Pressure coming. He's going to roll and dumps it off. Tight end gets about a yard. 4th down. Dude, nobody's getting anything with these short passes. But again, both defenses are solid at pass rushing, so this is going to be a chess match. I believe that's the end of the first quarter. Yep. After 1, we are scoreless. Yeah, this is going to be one of those games where points are at a premium. Right, someone in this group chat said Brian Hartline is seeing these two teams and dying to run 14 personnel all game. Yeah. That's 1 running back and 4 tight ends. I swear next game for us on New Year's Eve, if I see a play, like let's say like we're close to the red zone, right? If they seriously take Jeremiah and Cornell off the field for more freaking tight ends, or just say, Brian Hartline, just pack your bags now and get to USF, right? By the way, Brian, your coaching staff looks, I guess, okay so far. Hired Tim Beck to be the OC. Have fun with that one. He stunk here. And then he brought his brother, Mike Hartline, over as well as a QB coach. Unless he was already there. I'm not even sure. But he's the QB coach over there now at USF. And I haven't really heard of any other names for Ohio State's receiver coach list. The only name I heard was that coach from LSU that they interviewed. But I haven't really heard about how that interview went. Coming up for A&M. It's a pretty good one. Oh, and there's Tony. Goes nowhere. Barely a return at all. And now we'll see Miami back on the field. This is a bona fide chess match. Oh, that's Missouri. I was like, what the heck? Oh, yeah, that's right. Missouri's getting that one end zone all renovated. That's right. I wonder if their end zone's going to take as long to get renovated as Vanderbilt's did. I swear it took Vanderbilt like 2 or 3 years to get that damn end zone renovated. All right, well, I don't know what I was going to look up. No, well. Hand off, gets about 4, maybe 5. By the way, did you guys see Jake Paul got his ass knocked out last night? And get knocked out. He just got knocked down. Yeah. Back to pass for Beck. Loads up, going deep. Got a man, but he overthrew him. See? There's the wind in effect. Trying to go to Trader. Does that freaking wind in effect. That was some sticky coverage, too. You have to really put it on the money to beat that coverage. Third down again. It's third down. Third down, third down, third down, third down, third down. Miami can't seem to get any big drive going. Back to pass, steps up, and balls out. And I believe they fell on it. They did. But it'll be fourth down. Is that Howell? No. Number 11 for A&M. Doing some dance. Yeah, they forced Beck into the pocket and got to him. Ball came out. A&M literally had their paws on it. They just couldn't secure it. Watch out for the block and don't hit the punter. And damn, the freaking return man just got decked. Oh, didn't call fair catch. Oh my god. Oh yeah, if he would have called fair catch, that's a flag and a half. Watch this. Oh, okay. Right as he caught the ball. Okay, well that's a legal hit. 1,000%. Oh, no. Watching that in real time, just you could feel the crack. Like, oh, like, oh, right as he caught it, the ball hadn't even settled in his hands yet, and he got decked. That might have hurt the freaking Miami player more than it hurt freaking Conception. That was Tyler Onyedin with the tackle, by the way. Reed going deep. He's got a man wide open. Caught it. Damn. He got pushed out of bounds. Reed's like, oh, I see you trying to go deep. I could do that too. Watch this. Bobbled it a bit. Good concentration. Brought it in. Secured his footing. Got the first down. Wow. Gets about a yard. I think it was Craver again, wasn't it? Yeah, Craver's got the hoodie on. Yeah. He bobbled the ball, brought it in, and still managed to stay in bounds a little bit to get the first down and a few extra yards. And push out of bounds. What's up, your boy? Back to pass for Reed. Steps up. Now he's going to run to his left. Got a man open. And he missed him. He had the tight end, but that would have been a tough throw because, believe it or not, there was a defender there. So he wasn't as open as I thought because the camera didn't show the defender. Wow. Memphis starting linebacker Everett Rousseau enters the portal. Damn. 189 tackles, 6.5 sacks. Sheesh. Wow. Throws. Oh, nice catch right at the 5. Hey, Bussy. The hell? More than 4. Holy crap, what is this freaking game? Man, what in the hell is this game? Blocked field goals, muff punts. Holy crap. This is fun. It's a chess match. Was it Bane that blocked it? Holy crap, man. Oh, yeah, number 4. I think that's Bane got up there and blocked it. So all that work for nothing. And neither any of these teams want anything to do with the Buckeyes. Steichen told reporters that DeForest Buckner will return from the neck injury. Oh wow. Just in time for the end of the season. Andre Arlovsky gets in a fight backstage with Jack Doherty at Anthony Joshua Jake Paul fight. Honestly, I mean, why are you fighting a grown ass man if you're Jack Doherty? And where's this freaking bodyguard? No, it's his protector. Doesn't he? Oh, there it is. Okay. But honestly, if I'm his bodyguard, I'm not trying to get messed up by Andre Arlovsky or any MMA fighter. And then Doherty's like, oh. All right, he's trying to get his guys out of there. Okay. It's one thing is, yeah, you could be the tallest, biggest, baddest dude ever, but all it takes is one fist to connect to your face and you're dropping like a damn redwood. Especially when it comes to MMA fighters. I don't know why the heck anyone would try to fight anybody like that. It seems like the only images I see of Jack Doherty are of him fighting people. Either trolling people or trying to fight.
Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or medicine. Live your follow, leading the health conversation, and COVID drugs. Now's the time to take control. Your clones. Asking a doctor about Skyrus being the #1 prescribed biologic in Lyme's disease.
Wow. Nobody can figure out how to get points on the board. Not a great day for A&M special teams. They had a muffed punt that almost backfired. And then they had the blocked field goal. Handoff. Fletcher into space. First down and more. There's Bond, the kicker, I believe. Just looks like he's going to be doing some practice kicks. 61% on 11 of 18 from the field goal, from worse than the SEC. Damn. Dumps it off. Oh! Yeah, number 8's like, get over here, bum. Get over here, boy. That's Shaw. It's it off again. The Fletcher gets to the 31 or 2-yard line. Seems to be like neither team can figure out how to put one in the end zone here. Sauce Gardner's out from Monday against the Niners. Tough. This is going to be an extremely low scoring game. 37 to go here in the first half. 3rd and 8. 3 on the play clock, and they're going to call timeout. So that'll be the last one. No, they're just going to take the entire game. I thought they were going to call their timeout. And 28 to go. Wow. Home of the 12th man. I know A&M was not happy when they started hearing about Seattle using the 12th man thing. That's why they just call themselves the 12s over there in Seattle now. 12. Back to pass. Back getting chased. He'll dump it off. He'll get essentially an extra yard past the original line where the original play started for the penalty. Back to the marker. And that's 4th down. Dude, they ain't getting nothing right now. All right, punts away. And okay, Conception brings that one in. I'm sorry, that's not even Conception. Who is that? See, Bussy. Bussy brings it in, and A&M takes over. Again, the winner of this game faces Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl on New Year's Eve.
Keep my boots clean for rolling with AT&T. You know, company that invented the telephone. AT&T will the best. It's not me talking. The school board, just the fastest, most reliable network. All right, Greg. When you compare, no compares. Plain talk, strong signal, nothing better.
Meet your new Dell PC with in-house. Not only is it tall and power, physically.
My God. Godzilla Perfect Shots on Twitter posted a pretty crazy image of Godzilla with Santa Claus and a reindeer. Grabbed him out of the air. Santa's like, oh! Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good. Munetaka Murakami has 2 days to sign. And we haven't heard a thing. He's going to sign out of nowhere. Watch it be with like the Pirates or something. It's going to be a team that nobody's heard of. The Guardians? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. They're just jumping out of nowhere on Murakami. Wouldn't be shocked. They'd be able to platoon him with Kyle. Have him play some DH as well. Because you know the Guardians, the way they do things, they don't have any rumors come out about them. When something happens with the Guardians, it drops out of nowhere. I don't think I can't even remember the last time I saw a free agent rumor for the Guards anyway. I mean, you talk about a rarity. Seeing a tweet from Passan or Rosenthal saying the Guardians are interested in somebody, that's a rarity for this team. Miscues, a fumble by Reed, the muff punt which they recovered, and then the Zirkle blocked field goal. Not a good day so far for A&M, yet it's still scoreless because they are just stifling Miami right now. Straight stifling. Here's a handoff. Maybe a yard. So yeah, Kenny Dillingham, by the way, signed a new contract with Arizona State, so he's not going anywhere. He's staying in Tempe. Which I know that makes a certain fan base quite displeased because they were sure he was going to go there, right? Yeah, he's staying where he is. Personally, I kind of hope that what happened to Penn State happens to the team up north where all these coaches start turning them down. Gets about 2 yards shy of the first down. Because I'd rather stay where I am now than go there. Because all the all the freaking drama going on with the scandals and such. I'm not trying to go to Scandal U. Hell no. Flag on the play here. False start. We have signed. Oh, that's Chiefs. Okay. Damian Pierce? Oh, that's where he went. Okay. Chiefs. Okay. Johnny Manziel. Chief. Smith at running back for the Aggies. Back to pass. Reed dumps it off. Cuts up field. Breaks a tackle. Gets tripped up. About 3 yards shy. Oh, wow. Someone got arrested at the A&M game earlier this morning. Damn. Couldn't even get to kickoff. Already getting arrested. That's tough. Apparently, the new agreement with Dillingham includes a significant commitment to resources on roster payroll and assistant coach salary. Cool. And here's Tony. Tony goes around a corner. Got a few guys to beat. Oh, there he goes. Tony, space, and he's tripped up. Oh, that would have been just a classic way to get on the board. No flags either. Malachi Tony. 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 That would have been another nightmare for A&M special teams. Makes one guy miss, another one miss, shakes another one, and then just uses that speed and got tripped up by one of the other, by number 3. He's barely made him trip up. He just, oh yeah, because he made his one foot hit the other one. Otherwise, he was gone. Nobody was catching him. Here's Fletcher. Gets about a yard. Yeah, if we face Miami in the next round, oh my God. That would just be fun. It'd be a fun game. Both on social media and on the actual game. Because both fan bases don't like each other that much. And it'd be fun to, what the hell is that? Look at that big ass dude down there. What the hell? Oh, I see. That's why. I was like, what the heck's Miami doing? Saw a big ass dude for A&M out wide. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? But he was just matching what they were doing. What? Oh, look, another spam bot. God, I don't think I dealt with spam bots all year until now. Okay, shout out to Fox for getting rid of that spam bot. Back to pass. Pressure, and he's going down again. Damn. Dude, these defenses, whoo-wee. That's Brooks. Another, one guy to block 3 dudes, and he blocked one guy, and then the other dude got in there easy. And here's 4th and 14, field goal unit out. Look at the flags flying. Kick is up, and it's no good. Ah. This game is awesome. Oh my God. This is a special teams nightmare. Oh, what is this game? What is this game? I swear. One guy sitting on the second deck just like this. He's like, It's like, you know, you want to. Oh man, that's great. This is a fun game. This is that game where whoever scores 10 points might win. Ah, this is fun. Going from a high scoring game last night to this is just classic college football. I think every game is going to be a high scoring affair. Nope. Ohio State is probably thinking, you know, that's not going to happen against us because we'll be in a dome. What's interesting is Malachi Tony is definitely not afraid to, you know, return a punt. Brandon Innes, all he does is, hey, hey. He's Mr. Fair Catch. You know, Fox, you're not lying. Bubba is. Oh, Bubba's studying this film like, oh yeah, we could draft Zirkle. He's probably going to clamor to draft either one of those kickers. Although, to be honest, Smith hasn't been bad since week one. He's been pretty good. He won us the game against Green Bay. If only he could have made kicks against the damn Bungles week one. No, we got to be ass week one. Wasn't it him? No, it wasn't him. It was freaking Hopkins. Duh. That's right. Hopkins was still our guy before that. That's right. That's right. Forgot Dustin Hopkins was our kicker to start the year. I probably said that Smith was our kicker all year. I wish he was. He probably would have been. We probably would have won the game against the Bungles. That's right. Hopkins was our kicker week one. Completely forgot about that. He sucked. And you know what's something too? I haven't heard Dustin Hopkins' name come up at all, despite all these other injuries around the league. And it's like, damn, did he really suck that bad? There's a look at the Tulane coaches and players. They're getting ready to head out to Oxford. Oh no, they're already there. Okay, so like they're at the stadium. Just under 2.5 hours until kickoff at Oxford. Here's Marcel Reed. Big run, first down. Gain of about 11. Blah, 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 blah. Here's a handoff for about a yard. It's a special teams disaster class. The Browns elevated Mo Hurst from the practice squad. That's cool. Back to pass. Dumps it off. And there's a run by, is that Craver again? Yep. It's about a few yards. He's about, seems like 4 or 5 yards from the first down marker. Mike Ilko came over from Duke after they let was it Jimbo Fisher go? Yeah. Well, their old coach. So 2:04 to go here in the half. And surprisingly, we are still scoreless. Yeah. This game is drunk. Ooh, that hit by on Conception. Damn. Two minutes to go here in the first half. Ah, man, what a game. Now, what would be kind of funny, though, is if this game is like this in the first half, and then the second half is just a scoring bonanza. Yeah, like, oh, we need scoring? We'll get you scoring. In terms of, facing these two teams, I'm not phased by either one at all. As long as we play our game, essentially play the way we did during the regular season and not in the Big Ten championship game, we should be fine.
Satellites targets and ones. IL-17A plus F is a core insulation.
Their skin. So that first dose.
Serious side effects like suicidal thoughts and behavior, infections, and
Oh.
fight them.
Hmm.
More balance. Tell your doctor if these happen or worse. Fevers, chills, plus nights will calm down. How did that see go plan too? Before starting, get checked for infections, tuberculosis, and liver problems.
To clearer skin with themselves.
Ask your dermatologist about themselves.
Wow. Looking at all the quarterbacks who have entered the portal so far, portal doesn't even open for essentially, 12 days? 10 days around there? Because it opens on the 2nd, which is now less than 2 weeks away already. No. I mean, you got Sam Levitt, DJ Lagway, Drew Mestamaker, Josh Hoover from TCU just entered today or yesterday. Brandon Sorsby, Rocco Becht. Let's be honest, we know where he's going. He's going to go to Penn State to follow his coach. Bo Prabula. I could see him going to Virginia Tech, to be fair. Aiden Childs, Aaron Philo, and Colton Joseph, and many, many more. And I'm going to be real with you. I'm happy we got Julian Sayin. Because if we didn't have Julian, I think we'd be dipping into one of these quarterbacks. At least I don't have to worry about that this year. I'm glad we got Will Howard last season. Back to pass. Reed dumps it off, but it's dropped. Underwood next. That's funny. And I'll tell you one thing. Levitt, Lagway, Hoover, Becht. Those are going to be some big money dudes right there. They're going to be getting a lot in terms of NIL. And another punt coming up for A&M. Heartline actually offered Angelo Smith. Hart out here offering Ohio State commits to USF whilst still employed. And there's a pretty bad punt. It might have been blocked. Oh, God, why am I yawning so much now? Man, let me see this again. You tried to freaking fake. Oh, my God. A&M, are you that dumb? What are you doing? Holy crap, dude. 34 plays for A&M, 19 for Miami, and 175 yards for A&M. 45 for the U. 36 rush, 62 for Miami. I mean, for A&M. Dude, what the hell is it? What was that? Oh, brother. Gonna hand it off again to Fletcher. He gets swallowed up, loss of 2. I guess you figure, well, if we don't get it, our defense will go out there and do what they've been doing. Shotgun for Beck. 2 guys in the backfield with him. And we have timeout, A&M. Yeah, good defense, horrible special teams. That's the theme of this game so far. Definitely. I just feel like somewhere down the line, a special teams blunder might result in points for somebody. Man. And another spam bot. Do I really have to turn off? Okay, he got him. There's Fox again coming in with the hammer. Oh, I guess I did get him. Okay. To pass. Throws it up, and it's caught. I don't even know if the cameraman knew where that ball was going to go. He was setting up the angle like it was going to be a bomb, and it was just a mid-range pass. That's Daniels, the former LSU Tiger, with the catch. Shotgun for Beck. Back to pass. Throws near the sideline. They say it's caught. He's about 2 yards shy. It's lofted. Oh, wait. Bobble. Did he have possession? I don't know if he did. They're probably going to look at this. By the way, in case you didn't see it yesterday, the O's acquired Shane Baz from the Rays. I know this is a football stream, so I don't really want to be talking about baseball too much. But I mean, if you're the O's, you needed to make stuff happen with your pitching staff because it was bad last year. Ugh. Let's see. I don't know if he established possession before he went out of bounds. I think I'm still trying to wake up or something. But this game isn't really, turning me up or anything. So this is their pitching staff in Baltimore. Trevor Rogers, Kyle Bradish, Dean Kramer, Shane Baz, and Tyler Wells. That's honestly not bad. All 5 guys were brought in from outside the organization. When you look at their bullpen, all but 2 guys were brought in from outside as well. Incomplete, second down. Right. Rico Garcia, Yanier Cano, Dietrich Enns, Kellen Selby, Cade Stroud from Baltimore, Keegan Aiken. They brought in Kittredge and Helsley. Okay. And then Felix Bautista's out for a while. All right. 11 seconds to go, 2nd and 2. Back to pass. Throws it up. For throws everybody. Breaks in the coverage. Are down. With 7 seconds to go. The game might honestly be 3-0 at halftime. You can't even say that with a serious face because, like, I wouldn't be shocked if this one got blocked or if he straight up shanked it. It's been a special teams disaster class all over the place. Nick Sheridan going to Michigan State to be the OC with Fitzgerald. Wow. Okay. That's an interesting hire, but okay. Back to pass. Throws to nobody. 3 seconds. So here's Davis to kick it. It's not even a sure thing really anymore. This is at around the 20-yard line. Wind is swirling at 14 with gusts up to 30. Because we're not even close. Oh my God. This game is not even drunk. It is straight up wasted. Oh my goodness. Let's just say you don't want to have this game come down to a field goal. Oh, brother. Wind just said yeet. That thing didn't have a prayer. Scoreless at the half. Just like we all expected. Scoreless at the half. Yeah, let's go to the stat sheet and, well, see what both teams are doing. Clearly, A&M has the advantage. They are actually moving the ball pretty well. They just can't seem to put points up. Man, that's tough. Wow. I would have thought this game would be the one to be scoreless at the half. Helm and Van Jefferson both listed as questionable, but are expected to play tomorrow. Okay. So we go to the box score. Carson Beck, 8 of 12 for 31 yards. Wow. Mark Fletcher, 7 carries, 40 yards. Tony, 2 for 6. Lofton, 1 for 4. Beck, 2 for -12. He's been sacked twice. Tyler Onyedim and Dalton Brooks. CJ Daniels, 1 reception, 14 yards. Lofton, 1 for 8. Bauman, 2 for 7. Keelan Marion, 1 for 3. Tony, 3 for -1. They have 1 sack on Marcel Reed. That is from Keontae Scott. Carter Davis, their kicker, 0 for 2 in field goals. Damn. The first one was that last one was just horrible. Not even close. And then on the other side, Marcel Reed, 12 of 17 for 113 yards. They also tried some dumbass fake punt. Oh, let's try to do a fake punt. Oi. Marcel Reed, 6 carries, 39 yards. Ruben Owens, 4 for 12. Le'Veon Moss, in his return, 5 carries, 10 yards. E.J. Smith has 1 carry for 1 yard. Mario Craver, 5 receptions, 74 yards, mostly on that big 59-yard reception. Nate Borkircher, okay, 1 catch, 19 yards. Ruben Owens, 1 for 7. Ashton Bethel Roman, 1 for 6. E.J. Smith, 1 for 4. Terry Bussey, 2 for 2. And Theo Mellon Ostrom, bam, 1 for 1 yard. And then, of course, 2 sacks, Tyler Onyedim and Dalton Brooks. And Jared Zirkle has missed a field goal as well. Talk about a special teams disaster class. I don't even know. Do you even want to call this a disaster class? I mean, my God, it's though. It's if there's something worse than a disaster class, that's what this is. This game is not even drunk anymore. It's wasted. It's 10 beers deep. Who would have thought this is what a little wind does to these game plans?
But now we're here. A lot about defense. Anyway, what you saw was fine. They get supported in that byline. Brought to you by Lily. Electric time field here. Let's see Miami get the second Texas A&M. Business team out. With the first quarter, it's driving with something.
Malachi Tony is great, but I feel like I'm watching the 2015-16. We got to get guys touches Ohio State offense. Neither one of these teams really scare me, like at all. Special teams, dude. Special ed teams. The Cleveland Browns Bowl. I just saw that comment. This is the most entertaining mid-off we've seen in a long time. It's the battle of mid. But then again, it's like the wind is what's keeping this game the way it is. Yeah. Or does it be really low scoring? Because neither defense is really giving an inch. Thompson Beck's out here doing dump offs and stuff. Dump offs and not really throwing the ball deep. Marcel Reed tried that one time and it actually worked. Brian Hartline offered the brother of Jeremiah Smith. Yeah, South Florida. Like, what even happens there? Is it Brian offering him, or is it one of their new coaches? Because ain't no way is this dude, Brian Hartline, sitting in that receiving core room, right? With Ohio State players. Sitting in his office at Ohio State, because he's still on the staff, which is interesting because, he might not have his mind fully locked in. But I know one thing, if our offense is extremely unserious against whoever we play here. We know why. Because this loser, freaking Brian Hartline, has his eyes set on USF. Ryan Day should have just said, you know what? You're going to be like that? Yeah, go to USF. We got it over here. We're good. Go focus on your new digs, on your new toy. You know, go deal with USF. See, if you're going to be, if I'm Ryan, I'm looking at Brian and going, if you're going to be here, we need you to be locked in. Because let me tell you something. If you are the reason why we lose against whoever we play on New Year's Eve, the lunatic fringe will have your head on a platter. And then they'll send your head to USF in a box in the mail. Obviously not really, but yeah. I could see our offensive game plan being the most unserious ever next week. Cannot wait for the, play inside the red zone where we take out Jeremiah and Carnell and bring in 4 tight ends. Really? Yeah, more tight ends. Whoop-de-doo. Take out your best players for tight ends. And then we'll have Jared Julian saying throw into Bennett Christian. If you're going to throw to tight ends, at least get it to Max Clare. Right? Tell you. Boy. Yeah, neither one of these teams really scare me at all. Remember, we'll be playing inside Jerry World. There will be no weather factor. Just under 2 hours until Ole Miss and Tulane face off. Winner of that game faces Georgia. New Year's Day. Doherty got into a brawl with former UFC heavyweight champion Andrei Arlovsky at the Jake Paul fight. Freaking broccoli haired bozo, dude. You know one thing I've realized about dudes, some of these kids nowadays? Their freaking hairstyle, right? We used to be a society where, the afro was a big thing, right? And people with their afros, oh man, they were smooth. They weren't like wild, like, looking like pineapple hair or whatever, they were like really well, like smooth. I mean, damn, those dudes took care of that stuff. Used to be a society where the mullet was a big thing. Nowadays, you got kids with what they call broccoli head, right? Their hair looks like broccoli top. Yeah, that's what you call it, broccoli top. Saints kicker Charlie Smythe, former 3-year deal with, probably Saints. Yeah. Wow. Good for him. Good for him. Good for that guy. Oh, okay. New Orleans locked up their kicker. Nice. Miami coaches are idiots. Clearly wind issues. They had the ball with the timeout in 11 seconds. Instead of quick throws to make it chip shot field goal, they throw 2 straight fades into the wind. How about this? Kurt Signetti. This is for next week's or next round's game. Kurt Signetti's first head coaching job was at Division II IUP. Kalen DeBoer's first head coaching job was at NAIA Sioux Falls. Now they're both in the Rose Bowl. Y'all spent so much time on Group of 5, but should have been talking about teams of 3 losses. Well, that team with 3 losses is now in the second round.
Georgia, hold on, please. Just a little bit. Second half, coming up. On a two-time advance, but why not remember? When I'm living to the Western team has an exciting one.
Just reading through Twitter, guys. Don't worry. I'm still here. Halftime is always interesting because there's not really any other games going on, is there? There might be an FCS playoff game going on, but I don't think that's until later. Montana and Montana State again. Of course, I'll be live tomorrow for Buffalo and Cleveland. And then I'll be live on Monday for Cavs and Hornets. Cowboys activated Trayvon Diggs, placed Deron Bland on IR. Ew. That always sucks, you know. You activate one guy and then you have to put another guy on the IR. Same position.
That's not a poster. It's a book title.
See what some scores are going on right now. But yeah, I'm not going to do the other 2 games today. All right, so okay, Montana State isn't until 4. I don't think there's any other games going on right now. What about FCS? No. Just 2 games in the FCS. You know what? Let's take a look at. Oh, can I look at Division? Oh, Division 2 and 3. Johns Hopkins is tied with whoever RF is. Wisconsin RF. They're in the Division 3 semifinal. Division 2 championship coming up today is Harding University against Ferris State. And then John Carroll. The Blue Streaks face North Central College in the Division 3 championship semifinal as well. Damn, John Carroll. 12-1. Hey, yo. Wow. So yeah, in the Division 2 semifinal, Ferris State undefeated, 15-0. They beat Newbury 49-17. Harding beat Kutztown, giving Kutztown their first loss of the year. John Carroll beat Berry College. And Johns Hopkins took down Susquehanna. I like how Barry College's stadium is called Valhalla Stadium. That's good. Town's stadium is named Andre Reed Stadium. Ferris plays at Top Taggart Field. Oh, Wisconsin River Falls. All right, that's what RF is. Don't like Alabama, but we can't hold conference championship losses against them. Yeah. 69 total yards, fewest in the first half in CFP history for Miami. 69. Nice. Wow, Crazy Dog first breaks out the 6-7 and then the 69. Nice meme thing. Okay. I'm all over the place today. See how the second half goes. First half was a mess. That's the kind of stuff, that's the half where you burn the film from. You just forget it happened. And the ball falls over. Look at the ball rolling around. How about you just have someone hold the ball? So they have someone holding it. And the second half is underway at Kyle Field. Fair catch. Miami will start off. Bain blocked a field goal. And then two shanks. One near miss, and then one was a straight shank. A shankaroonie. You have the fake punt by freaking A&M, and then there's shankaroonie by a Shanksky from Miami. That was the worst kick I've seen. Holy crap, it wasn't even close. Emerson Beck, Fletcher to his right, in the shotgun. Back to pass, throws, and it's caught. First down. Like I said earlier, imagine this half is just nothing but scoring. Score ends up being like 35-28 or something. It's like, damn. See what adjustments have been made. First and 10. Back to pass. Throws. Shakes one defender. Shakes another. Still going. First down. That's Marion. Daniels, the former LSU receiver. I think he also played at Liberty, I want to say. I think he was just at LSU, though. Yeah. Shotgun for Beck. Ooh, running a reverse. Huh, goes nowhere. Oh my God. Who is the Miami OC? He's trying like everything to try to get something going, and A&M is not having it. Not a misdirection. Not a chance. There was no chance. There was not a chance in hell that play was going to work. 2 sacks, 6 tackles for loss for the Aggie defense today. Shotgun for Beck. Quick pass. Throws. Caught. And Marion gets all those yards back and another 2 to boot. So it'll be around 3rd and about 2. So he lost 4 on the the dumb reverse play. Got all that back and then some. 1 for 7 on 3rd down is Miami. Hands it off. Fletcher into the space. 20. Inside the 15, near the 10. Like I'm saying, this is going to be the half where all the scoring is going to happen. We're big shots this turn into a back and forth. Look at that hole that just opened up. Looking for Beck. Beck has been incredibly turnover prone the last few weeks. Never forget that game against Louisville. How many picks did he throw in that game? 3? 4? We got a timeout already. A&M. A&M playing this kind of game, they're moving the ball really well, only to lose because you can't freaking score. That'd be brutal. You're moving the ball really well. You were dominating the yardage battle, time of possession, but you can't freaking score. And as they say, you're not going to win if you don't score. Right? Every team in the history of football is undefeated when they outscore their opponent. You're Ohio State. What are you thinking about watching this right here? We're thinking, okay, if we can stop Fletcher and Tony and Daniels, which I think our secondary and our guys up front will be more than capable of doing so, I think we can definitely beat the crap out of these guys because I don't know if they can stop our receivers. If Hartline wants to be serious. Because knowing that bozo now, the thing is too, now that he's gone, I can just I can just rip him to shreds now. Without really feeling, no, I'm going to rip his ass to shreds. Every time he does something dumb, I'm like, get out of here. Just go. I know you want to go. I know you want to go to South Florida. All right? Like I said, if he is the reason that we lose on New Year's Eve, right? He needs to just not even go back to Columbus. Just go to freaking Tampa. They need to have a plane waiting for him at Tampa if we lose. Don't even put him on the plane back to Columbus.
The best place started great clips, and Kirk Cousins knows Cliff Notes has the game plan for his go-to cut every time. Yeah, you like it. Get game ready at great sponsor, college football plan.
It's not just the burrito, it's handheld.
Really fresh, really quick, on the farm.
That's everything.
Responsibly ready.
It's a bean.
65 on this drive alone already. They had 69 yards in the first half. First and goal at the 10. Oh, they're going Wildcat here. Watch out. And Tony gets to about the 7. Matt Patricia is watching this game and watching every bit of each offense. He's dissecting everything. He's got his pencil on his thing. He's like writing down notes. He's like, oh, they're going to do that? Back to pass, back, throws, and he overthrows his man. Down. That's Shaw on the coverage. He does a little. I guess that'd be like Davison doing the seatbelt. And then Denzel doing the ah. Of course, who can forget the Greg Newsome? Ah, ah, ah. Wait, whatever happened to Greg Newsome? I haven't heard his name much in Jacksonville. They're in goal. Can they punch it in? Shotgun for Beck. Back to pass. Pressure. He's going to run. He won't get the first down. He'll be at the 2. Now it's decision time. Do you go for the field goal? Just a chip shot. Or do you go for the 6 points here? Yeah, you take the points. I swear to God, if this gets blocked. Stop. Oh my God. Okay, this game is not even wasted anymore. It is just straight up zonked. Nah, that's 14-mile-per-hour gusts. 30-mile-per-hour winds. Kick. It's good. Yeah, you better make that. You miss that chip shot, you just need to just quit, just leave. Just walk out the tunnel and pack your things and leave. So we finally get our first points of the game on Miami's first drive of the third quarter. 3-0 Hurricanes. Well, Miami broke the seal. At least that's what we think could have happened. Break the seal and now watch points every drive. Broke the ice. Mario Cristobal has to be the worst in-game coach in the country. He's definitely up there. I don't know who would be worse than him, but he's definitely one of the top worst coaches.
Introducing Subway's new Subway. Outlet was get a 1-foot-long break, 1-foot-long screen, expected more later.
I literally liked one tweet about Stranger Things on Twitter, and now my whole entire damn timeline is filled with it. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not going to even talk about Stranger Things. Pakistani buses with business class seats, which are located instead of a luggage compartment. Literally pretty much under the bus. And they got a TV too? Bro, you're practically sitting eye level with everybody else on the bus. How much, you know how rich you got to be to have that kind of seat on a bus? That's crazy. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. 9 plays, 72-yard drive, 4 minutes, 26 seconds time elapsed. Heck? Oh. So Miami ready to kick it away. Yeah, there's quite a bit of orange in the stands. And now we'll see what Marcel Reed and company have in terms of an answer. Marcel Reed's been slippery today. Here's a run. Gets about 8 yards. Concepcion. And we have a woozy Poiser from Miami. I think he's the one that hit Concepcion. Man, yeah, right there, just kind of landed awkwardly with Concepcion. So apparently, according to Tom Pelissero, coaching futures of teams eliminated from the playoffs. Changes not expected: Cardinals, Bungles, Chiefs, Vikings, Jets, Saints, and Commanders. All right. Not decided yet: Browns, Raiders, Dolphins, Falcons. Personally, I think the Browns are kind of literally in the middle. They don't know what to do. Do they fire Kevin? Because they know what happens if they fire Kevin. He's going to go elsewhere and he's going to excel. And then once again, we'll be like, look, damn, huh? He leaves here and he goes crazy. Gee, I wonder why. But then if they keep him and this continues, it's like, well, you should have fired him. The Raiders, I think Pete Carroll could be out of there. McDaniel, I think he's gone. And then Falcons, that's tough. And just down for A&M, keeps the drive going. But again, I can't stress this enough for the Browns. You fire Kevin, just get the coaching hire right. I don't want another Freddie situation, right? Where you bring him in and then 1 year later he's gone. Or Chudzinski. So players are making the trip up to the locker room. Back to pass, Reed getting chased or just dump it off. I don't know. I don't even know who I would want as our coach if we fired Kevin. Right? I just honestly feel like Kevin's just worn off on the locker room. You watch him even in his victory speeches, right? Because he says the same thing every freaking victory speech. Oh, and yeah, yep. Intentional grounding. Well, let's sit down. But yeah, I think he's just worn off on the locker room. I mean, if you really think about it, a lot of the players that were on the Browns in those playoff games I don't even think most of them are even there anymore. Obviously, Denzel, Miles, there's a few of them still. Actually, a solid amount, but he's just one off on the locker room. You can only take so much of, how about that team win? Seems like it's like scripted for him every time they win. It's just the same stuff. Sometimes you just need some new energy in the locker room. Honestly, sometimes when you watch the player's reaction when he's talking, the players are thinking, can you just, get it over with? I mean, damn, it's the same thing every time. Third and 17. Back to pass for Reed. Steps up, loads up, throws, and it's intercepted. He threw it right to the freshman, Fitzgerald. I don't know what he saw, but threw it right at the Miami player. See what he was looking at. Receiver was breaking free and he overthrew him. He was kind of caught between two guys. And it's intercepted, and now Miami is in business again. Mike looking around. He's going to run for about, looks like 3. They're going to give him only 2 yards. Run for about 2 yards. And that's it. Back, trying to get everyone sorted out. 13 on the play clock. 3 for 5 on third down with a first down afterwards. Back to pass, throws, and it's tipped and incomplete. 4th down. Field goal unit coming back out. A&M's defense is definitely up to the task. They just need to get points on the board. Oh, yeah, nice job by 21 York to get up there and knock it down. Because I don't know if that would have been a touchdown, but that would have been close. Davis to kick. And it's upright. This dude stinks. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Damn. He only made that other one because it was so close. Wow. Ohio State Miami is going to be the first to 10. Gee whiz. All right, I'll be right back, guys. JMU will probably score more points against Oregon. Probably they could. He's a bum. Patricia must be just jonesing to face one of these teams. The only thing about facing A&M is they have some good weapons, but their quarterback can run around. And we haven't really faced a guy like that. The closest guy we faced to Marcel Reed in terms of his capability was Damond Williams, and we shut his ass down. I would love to beat the crap out of Carson Beck again. Well, not again, but beat the crap out of Carson Beck. I'm here looking like Sid from freaking Ice Age. Or that one kid from South Park. Big ass forehead. Look at that, boy. That big ass forehead. Look at that dude head. Look at the size of his head. Hands off and gain of about 3. Yep. He's a bum. You stink. You stink. You stink. You stink. Here's another handoff. Gets about a yard shy. So again, a 6. I thought we'd have a game like this, though, in the CFP. These days, right? High scoring offenses. This is a case of good defenses. Moves a little bit of Mother Nature, because the winds are howling there. It's a beautiful day, but it's still windy as heck. Neither team has really tested the deep ball, except for Reed. He's throwing one big deep ball. That's it. He tried another one, but it got picked off. Another run, first down. This might be a time game. This game could be the one to go to overtime. Is that Moss? Looks like it. He's coming off the field. He's pissed because he just came back. Yeah, it's Le'Veon Moss. Just came back for the first time since October. And he must have hurt himself again. Back to pass. Reed rolls to the right. He's going to go down after a loss of about a yard. That's Scott. That's Keontae Scott, I believe. I don't think that's Justin. I don't think so. Yeah, it's Keontae. Okay. Pass. Reed rolls to his left. Dumps it off. Concepcion. Ooh, got tossed. And okay, things are getting a little testy. No flags. I don't see a flag unless someone threw it off screen. They're looking for a flag, but that should have been a flag, though. Let's be honest. Reed rolls, throws to nobody. All right, punts away. Here's the return by Tony. Gets to the 31, and that's where Miami takes over. We're going to pick you off at least 3 times like Indiana did. We got the game plan. Your kicker is worse than ours. Can't even take that serious. Oh, brother. Jaden Fielding sucks, but your kicker's giving our dude a run for his money for how bad he is. Then again, you could say, oh, it's just the wind. Okay. Yeah.
Rapid stimulation. This will repair the intestinal life. And flash stimulation. And look lower the brain infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood. Serious infections like blood cell thinner. Once including a bone and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. CV event risk increases in age 15 plus with heart disease risk factors. Tell your doctor. That is events and infection. TEPUC, smoke,
Magnificent Portala Palace. Historic monastery in Lhasa, Tibet, famous as the former winter residence of the Dalai Lamas. It's a big-ass place. Are those stairs? Holy crap. Literally. Yeah, those things are massive out there. Ah,
Meet your new gel pizza with the downside. Not only is it great all over, the quality of the extra time and it's the same. Which means this season you can stuff.
shutdown for Beck. And there's Fletcher. Big run. First down. Near the 45. Here's a handoff. Gets about a yard if that. Fletcher Jr. and Mark Sr. Huh. Fletcher was once a commit to Ohio State. And then Miami swooped in and said, hey, come play for us. Come play in front of a half-empty stadium that's not even ours. And, come compete for, middle of the pack in the ACC. Because, believe it or not, since they joined the ACC, the Miami Hurricanes have not played for a conference championship. In fact, South Carolina has more ACC championships than Miami does. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? South Carolina hasn't been in the ACC in since what, the 60s? There goes Le'Veon Moss to the back. That's sad to see because he just came back today. Came back for the first time since October. Doesn't seem like he's limping, but he is going back to the locker room. This thing is, he's able to walk, but that doesn't mean anything. Hopefully he's all right, though. Shotgun for Beck. Back to pass, a dump off. And I'll get about, they're going to give him maybe 4. Yeah, I'll just say this. Miami can't be doing these dump off passes against Ohio State because Igbenogson, those guys, they'll sniff it out. And it might have, like what happened in Indiana, might happen to Miami where they try to do a dump off pass and our guy jumps the route. These start quarterbacks go number 1 overall. Are you talking about Ward, who wasn't even developed? No, he wasn't brought in out of high school. Technically, we got our guy in the transfer portal, but he was essentially a freshman. We essentially got Sayan out of high school for the most part. Miami is quickly turned into transfer portal QBU, apparently. Yep. And they're probably going to do it again. They're probably going to go dipping back into the portal for a QB again. Ohio State only had to do it last year because, I mean, you're not going to throw Tavian St. Clair out there as a freshman. He's a freshman this year, but who did we even have last year? Lincoln. Yeah, that's right. We had Lincoln. And Devin Brown. Yeah, you're not throwing those 2 dudes out there as, when you're trying to compete for a natty. So here's the punt unit on 4th and 7. Punts away. Fair caught. A&M takes over. 3-0 still Miami. Trinidad Chambliss. Reed rolls around. He's in trouble and he goes down. Ruben Bain. Yeah, nobody really got open until very late. And by that time, Bain was already on top of Reed. A lot of pressure by the Miami pass rush. Third quarter's over already. Damn. That was a quick ass quarter. Now we go to the fourth. 3-0 Miami. I forgot how lame Texas A&M is. Someone called them Turning Point USA University. Wow. Liberty. Liberty! It's Texas A&M, right? You have Marcel Reed who can run around. Well, we have linebackers who can chase him down. And also, we have a pretty good safety in Caleb Downs who can also chase down a scrambling quarterback as well. I mentioned our guys up front, they're pretty good at containing. And I'm not necessarily really, horrified of their receivers either. The running backs are good. But I think Ohio State would be able to handle that.
Whether it's stepping out with your crew, grabbing the feeling you need to support your team, or getting up.
The Nash. Wow. So about the Blue Jackets trade last night. Union in Blue on Twitter says, and I quote, "The funniest thing about last night's trades is everyone is glazing Montreal, but dogging on the Blue Jackets. What are they thinking? They are 6 points apart in the standings. It's not like the Blue Jackets are long out of it. Every team in the East in the NHL are at 500 or better, point-wise. And again, like people have mentioned, the locker room in Columbus, they're kind of not happy. They're looking over at Don Waddell like, yo, Don, you going to help us out or what? We need some help here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, do something. So right before the holiday roster freeze last night. Wow. Yeah, right before the roster freeze, the Blue Jackets went out and traded for Mason Marchment. Wow. Marcel Reed, deep in his own territory, back to pass, throws, and it's caught. And he'll get all the way to the 24-yard line. Here in the fourth. Reed, way more athletic than your QB, and we're shutting him down easy dub New Year's Eve. You got to win this game first. Three. Back to pass. Steps up. Throws. First down. That's Bethel Roman, I believe, right? I wouldn't say you're shutting down Marcel Reed. He's running all over you guys right now. Back to pass. It's about 3 yards or so. I just don't know if Miami would be able to cover Jeremiah or Carnell. Because those two-face float Miami, especially Jeremiah, he's going to want to go crazy. especially after he was snubbed for the Bolitnikoff. Second and 8. Concepcion takes it on a sweep, gets about 3-ish. Third down. There's Praver in the slot. Keep an eye on him. Reed. 2 on the play clock. Snap. Back to pass. Trying to screen. Craver. First down. There was a testy situation when an opposing player goes into that to another team's sideline. Oh, number 0 got leg whipped. That's tough. First and 10, near midfield. Hands it off, gets about a yard or 2. Wow, how about this? The Guardians signed Stuart Fairchild. Minor league deal with a non-roster invite. There's your bet, guys. Did I literally mention someone like him in my a while back? Stuart Fairchild. Oh, Guardians. Bum ass team. I hate them. They spend big money on pitchers, but not a hitter. It's not even video worthy, man. That's something that I talk about briefly in another video. I'm not making a damn video about freaking Stuart Fairchild. Nah. That's something I'll mention briefly like another video. Unserious ass team. They spend good money on pitching, but not on a bat. And we have flags. A 70 OPS plus. Automatic first down. Encroachment, looks like. Contact to the O-line. Right up in the middle. Oh, yep. Number 11 literally pushed him down. Yeah, Fairchild seems like the perfect Guardian hitter, too. -0.3 WAR, 51 at-bats, 11 hits, 0 homers, 216 batting average. Classic. Bring him to the Noodle Bat Brigade. Wide open, downfield, first down. Concepcion. Classic Guardian. They spend big money on the freaking pitching, but not on a bat. Stuart Fairchild. The sarcasm. Wow. Stuart Fairchild. So they're going to look at that catch to see if it was actually a catch. Nope, it's not a catch. Nope, incomplete. Took me a second to see that. It's incomplete. Incomplete. You know, watching the NFL for so long, it took me forever to realize what Denver Broncos fans were saying whenever an opposing team would have an incomplete pass. I never understood what they were saying. But now it's incomplete. Every time. Yeah. Wow. Mike Snow. Who's this guy? Says he's joining the Angels and Driveline. Mike Snow going to the Guardians minor league team. Minor league hitting coach. Wow. How about this for the Rays from yesterday? The Rays turned Chris Archer into Caden Bodine, Slater DeBrun, Michael Foret, Austin Overn, Ryan Pepio, Johnny DeLuca, Isaac Paredes, and 2 competitive balanced draft picks, plus years with Shane Baz, Glasnow, and Meadows. Not bad. Wow. Oh, nice. Stu- 2024. Okay, well, to be fair, in 2024, Stuart Fairchild was actually not bad, I guess. 94 games, 33 runs, 45 hits, 8 doubles, 8 homers, 13 steals, 30 RBIs. Okay, I guess. He's projected to have 7 homers. I mean, I guess. He's a minor league invite, so maybe he turns into something. If anything, he'll be depth for the minor leagues. Inside Hurricane territory, 10:38 left, 2nd and 10. The pass is incomplete. 3rd down. Just so funny. Stuart freaking Fairchild. I do like what they've done with the pitching staff, though. Hold them in solid. He can be a demon. Same thing with Ruo can be something, I guess. I like the Armstrong signing. That was really good. He was one of the best relievers in the league last year. It's good to have him back too. But of course, I wish we were that serious with our bats. Back to pass. Throws in space. 1st down. It's Roman again. Got the forward progress. That was the free agent signing Guardians fans have been waiting for. Classic. More whistles. Can never have enough of those. Now they're going to review the play for the 1st down. They're going to see if he got across the line. Seemed like he did. Right there, it looks like he did. Kenny Dillingham confirmed that Team Up North never offered him the head coaching job. And their fans they swore up and down that they were going to get him too. Uh, Stuart Fairchild. Yeah, that's not even video worthy. First down. Just like I figured. He had crossed the first down marker, so that's a first down. Classic. Stuart Fairchild. I mean, I'm not going to hate on Stuart. It's just we need better. Oh, well, give him a chance to show something in spring training. Maybe, I mean, he'd be better option off the bench than what we already have. Well, there's a first down and more by Craver. Honestly, I'll take him off the bench over freaking J-Rod. That's for sure. Right? I'll take him off the bench. He ain't a starter, but I'll take him off the bench. I'll take a guy who can hit at least 7, 8 homers off the bench. That's cool. Right? As long as he's not starting, I'm fine with it. So you'd be fine with a platoon of Fairchild and Valera in right field? It wouldn't be what I'd hoped it would happen, but I can tolerate it. I could tolerate it. I mean, you know who I want, right? The guy I really would love to have is Austin Hayes. We're not going to get Austin Hayes. No. I'm just waiting for that tweet from Passon or whatever saying Austin Hayes is signing elsewhere. Because, we don't want to have power bats. We just want to have a bunch of noodle bats. They want to have the 30th ranked offense again. Or, bottom 5 offense. God forbid the freaking Guardians have a top offense. Their pitching staff is good. I like what they've done with the bullpen. And again, they've essentially replaced all the bullpen guys they lost. And then they added Justin Brewell as like a little insurance, I guess. I'll take Brogdon, Holderman, and Armstrong to replace Allard and Henches for sure. Now I'm just waiting on the Guardians to sign a legit major league caliber outfielder. Because if anything, Fairchild can be a minor league depth guy. That's cool, right? Because they did DFA Jonk. The Guardians still haven't made the Armstrong signing official. So I wonder if Chris Antonetti's cooking something up. I doubt it. He's probably just going to DFA somebody. And I'm talking about college. I'm sorry, I'm talking about MLB baseball in a college football stream.
Right now, in the shop savings on top branded line, like, well, outside, blue water dispensaries, all in one thing. Awesome try, one disease. Stop, find safe now. I think new workouts, workouts, reach power in labs, proteins that build muscle, giant cell, hydrate, use it to power on, more power. When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin D punches back hard. If fast, powerful believer.
Zach Charbonnet picking up the fumble like Hornswoggle winning a battle royal. Last 3 drives, they had an interception and a punt. This drive is 12 plays, that's 12 plays, 65 yards on this drive. And they're threatening to score. Back to pass. Reed, pressure, and he's sacked. Isidore with the sack. Come for Reed. DJ Smith gets a small chunk, maybe about 5-6 yards. All right. Back to pass. Reed throws to the tight end. He bobbled it. But he just thought about running before he caught it. That's Reed Adams. Randy Bond in the kick. 61% on the season. To tie the game. It's up and it's good. Wow. And we're tied at 3. But yeah, this is the only game I'm streaming today. I thought about doing James Madison in Oregon, but nah. Nope. But I will be live tomorrow for Browns and Bills. And then Monday I'll be back with the Cavs and Hornets. I swear to God, they better freaking win that game, because if they don't, man, it's gonna get messy. And I'm not talking about Lionel Messi.
Big seat up. You don't just want a cold. You want the coldest. The cold lager, cold filter, cold package. Mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light. Choose Chad. Maybe they got a new studio. This getting ready for their first playoff appearance and first game since Lane Kiffin left with less than 3 minutes. What continues next on TNT? Thanks, Sean Grant.
The hell? Sean Armstrong. That's an interesting looking edit. Okay, Sean Armstrong. Yeah. And the thing is that people forgot about, Sean Armstrong was originally in that trade for Jonathan Lucroy back in 2016 that he axed because he didn't want to come to Cleveland. Huff. All right. So again, ready for the kickoff. A&M responded with a field goal. And now tied up. Overall, beautiful day in College Station. Just the wind is going crazy. And there's the kick short of the end zone. Fair caught. You rarely get a return these days in terms of kickoffs. A&M was offsides in the kickoff, so they'll re-kick it. And here's the kick again. This one will definitely it'll go in the end zone for a touchback. Damn. Still couldn't get a return out of it. Shannon Dawson. Yeah. All right, shotgun for Beck. Hands it off to Fletcher. Breaks a few tackles. Gets into space. First down. Past the 40. I'm waiting for Fletcher to break one. Daniels being a lead blocker. That's a good block, though. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun for Beck. Back to pass. Pressure. Throws. Oh, it's caught. Drops the ball, and A&M falls on it. Oh, no. Sanford recovers. A&M ball. Malachi Tony fighting for extra yards, and the ball just squirted out. There, just Brooks knocks the ball out and says, "Give me that." There was Tony. Yeah, he was on the trying to fight for extra yardage, getting ragdolled, and Brooks knocks the ball out. And now A&M has the ball back with a chance to add more points. Wow. Inside their own territory. Hands it off, and you'll get nothing. Fletcher, of course, trying to keep Tony level-headed. 6:47 to go. That's just bad luck. You're fighting for extra yardage. You're kind of getting ragdolled too. And dude just came in there and ripped the ball out. Can't even be mad. I mean, it's a well-placed, not even a peanut punch, but it was just like a yeet, a yank. He just got his hand on the ball and just ripped it out. Bussy with the first down. Reed Adams aided him in the blocking, I guess. Pass. Reed steps up and he's going nowhere. Matt Patricia is probably jotting everything down that he sees in this game. He's going to have a freaking note, like I want to say a Bible, but like something, a big ass book filled with notes from this game. Things that he sees. He's gonna love facing these two quarterbacks. Could have Beck in hell if he faces him. He's gonna have Beck seeing things that aren't even there. Gonna keep it. Slips some tacklers. Ouch. Maybe some friendly fire on the Miami side. Dude from Miami got hit by his own guy. Almost got whacked as he. Yeah, he got hit with some friendly fire. Kind of hope they show the replay because that was a brutal hit. He's on Dreamland. He's seeing stars, maybe, I guess. Pick the pass. And there's a flag, and down goes Reed. Miami player lost his helmet. So it's against A&M, as we figured. Probably hands to the face. We'll see what the official ruling is. Hands to the face. Oh. Ed Oliver out in 20 degrees in shorts in a snowstorm. Wow. From earlier. Teach him about the gas gauge. Oh my God. Buddy ran out of gas. Are you serious, dude? Teach him how to use it, how to read a gas gauge. 4th and 9. Going for it. Interesting strategy here. 10 on the play clock. What are they going to do? Timeout? Yeah. Oh, well, they're going to take a delay of game, so they have extra room to punt it. Oh, there's Marquise Lightfoot, another former Ohio State target, of course, because, like I said, Miami loved back then to see who we were going after and then try to snatch them from us. It was like a game to them.
Simple complexity. Soothing. His defense against number game. Really taking over on that drive after some change.
All right. Punt. Punts away. It's a lower punt. Bounced. And here's the return by Tony. And he got a decent return out of it, I guess. And now here comes Carson Beck and company back on the field. Tied at 3. Nine-yard return on the punt. That crowd going nuts. Look at the. Wow. Shotgun for Beck. Hands it off. There goes Fletcher into space. 20. And he's fighting off defenders inside the 35. That's a way to redeem, well, not him, but for Miami's offense, that's a redemption play right there from last time. For a second, I got him confused with Tony, but no, Fletcher was consoling Tony after Tony fumbled. Fletcher's always been running hard this game. They was going to break it, but 26 just never gave up trying to bring him down. 1st and 10. 3:16 and counting here in the game. Fletcher gets about 2. You can't even feel good about your kicker because he stinks. He's already missed how many kicks today? 2, 3? He had one that slight miss. The other one was not even close. And then the last one was a doink. 2:45 and counting. 2nd and 8. Winner faces Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl on New Year's Eve. Fletcher in a space, 1st down. Must be his parents. Honestly, if you're Miami, you're grinding down this clock. And that'll be the last play before the 2-minute warning. And there's Davis preparing for what could be another potential field goal. Although if you're Miami, you'd rather just score a touchdown and not have to worry about having him score for you. Oh, now we're officially in crunch time.
Believe some until one until unexpected
Uh,
so you can test on them. I can speak to them for Christina Lamb posted applications.
the thing we have that Miami Donuts QB spy. Yeah. If we face A&M somehow, I feel like they're going to have Arvel Reese and Sonny Styles all over Reese. I mean, all over Reed. Spying the hell out of him. Because they're athletic enough and they're quick enough to keep up with him. And then you have Caleb Downs lurking too.
How's your lucky jersey?
Watch since the win streak started.
Nature made by me.
On it.
Nature made is made to care for.
This is the only game I'll be streaming tonight. And like I said, I'll be live tomorrow for Browns and Bills. I think the other game gets started in about 10 minutes on TNT.
Represents a playoff very special. Playoff football. And Lapas. Comes from Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Wait, that's snakes!
Oh, it's wrong. It's stuff out.
Turn. For just kidding. College football. It's a pepper thing. Stay to the Amazon. Really slowing with the approach to this game. There's still a 2-minute stoppage in the fourth quarter.
Fletcher, 15 attempts, 167 rush yards. Career high. What a time to have a career game. Mike in the gun. Fletcher behind him. Hands it off to Fletcher. He'll get about a few yards. The heck is Michael Irvin doing on his all fours? Like a dog. What the hell? I'm out A&M. The second. They have one remaining. 3-3, second down. Second and 7. A&M's defense has been solid all game. What a time for the defense to possibly break. Right? All game. They have been stopping back and really limiting what Miami was doing on offense. Gun for Beck. Man in motion. That's Tony. Hand off to Fletcher. Gets a few yards. 150 to go. Probably another timeout. What goes going to use the final timeout? Now again, remember, if Miami gets a first down now, yeah, you have the 2-minute, you have the stoppage, but they could run it all the way down and kick a field goal late. Marchment will play for Columbus tonight in Anaheim. He will play with Fantilli, but didn't go into further detail on the Lions other than to say there will be other changes. Oh. Luckily, luckily for us, I guess, Seattle was in San Jose, so Marchment didn't really have to go far. Just hop on a plane, make a quick trip down to Orange County, which I don't think is that far. Anaheim to San Jose, that's not that far, I don't think. It's barely anything. But Cali is so big. I mean, it may look small on the map. It's probably about an hour or so flight. Then again, I'm probably thinking NorCal to SoCal. Hard to say. Look at the wind. Look at the freaking uprights swaying. 3rd and 5. Nothing's easy for this Miami kicker, though. Hands it off. Tony around the end. First down. He's in. Touchdown, Miami. Wow. Got him on the jet sweep. Malachi Tony. Wow. Now that's called redemption right there. Malachi just totally redeemed himself. Well, it's even really his fault in the fumble. That was just a perfectly executed rip by the defender. Kick is up and good. 10-3 Miami. Jet sweep touchdown by Malachi Tony. That's why you keep your head keep your head up. You're going to get another chance. Perfectly executed blocking up the field and internet's messing up. All right, we're back. Freaking OBS trolling me again. Gotta love OBS, right? Luckily, I really wasn't saying anything. Reed in the gun. Owens to his right. Back to pass. Loading up and, near pressure. Got it off to the running back, I believe. That's Smith. Yep. Second and 5. Back to pass. Throws. Caught. First down. 1:30 to go. There's a flag down. So it added 15 yards from the end of the play because 18 just whacked Reed right in the head area. You can't hit him up high. You make contact to the head. That's a free 15. That'll put him right around midfield. Favor. Shotgun. Back to pass. Throws. It's intercepted, but it's caught by the tight end. That is what you would call a keyhole throw. Any later, that thing's picked. At the inside the 35, back to pass. Reed, he's going to take off. There goes Reed near the first down. 110 and counting, no timeouts. They're just around the 25. Back to pass. Reed throws. Caught. Oh, he dropped it. Lucas on the coverage. Got his hand in there. Yeah, he needed to get that ball out a little early. He was late on the throw. Coverage. Third and 1. Hands it off. First down. All right, here we go. And I'm going to make things interesting here. Alan Klein, possibly his last game as the OC. He'll be going to Kansas State to be their coach when the season's over. Caught in space. It's the 5. Concepcion. Remember, this is what... Didn't this happen earlier in the year, too, with Miami? Their defense just led up to... Was it Notre Dame, I think it was? They just didn't even bother stopping them. They got marched on down the field late in the game. They still won, but they got marched on down the field. Damn near. First and goal. He caught it, but it's an out of bounds by only a few steps. He had Craver. He had him. Yeah. Yeah. Little too far for that one. Owens the back in the shotgun left. Man in motion. Back to pass. Throws. Caught. He dropped it. Oh, dear. And number 1 is cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Number 4, Owens, is also a little shaken up. Oh, he's moving. Okay, that's good. He got his ish knocked out, bro. You know, he's seeing chickens. Let's see. Goes in. Oh, yeah, head to head. That's Torre, their leading tackler, I believe. Ooh. 31 to him. He's like, hey, get out of here. Get out of here. So he'll come out. That's good news. Wow. It's 28 seconds, third and goal. You couldn't run it here, but you'd probably want to throw it or something. Have something good. if you do run it. Smith and that running back. Back to pass. Throws. Intercepted in the end zone. Fitzgerald puts the clamps on it. And the Miami Hurricanes are headed to Dallas, Texas to face the Ohio State Buckeyes in the Cotton Bowl. Wow. It's tough, man. They got all the way down the field and they couldn't punch it in. Wow. Seemed like he had a good read. No pun intended, but yeah, double coverage. Tried to fit it behind two dudes, and you didn't see Fitzgerald lurking in the back there. Yeah, Fitzgerald got in front of the tight end. Wow. So there you have it. There you have it. Miami versus Ohio State. 22 or so years after they last met. We'll be meeting again in Dallas. The Cotton Bowl. That'll be fun. Final score 10-3 Miami wins. Defensive slugfest for sure. Overall, a really fun game. Matt Patricia's going to have this big head ass freaking Beck in hell next week. Next game. He's going to have him in straight up hell. So Carson Beck, 14 of 20 for 103 yards and a touchdown. Mark Fletcher, 17 carries, 172 yards on the ground. Tony, 3 for 9 yards. Lofton, 1 for 4. Pringle, 1 for 1. And then through the air, Keelan Marion, 3 receptions, 33 yards. Daniels, 2 for 29. Tony, 5 for 22 and a touchdown. Lofton, 1 for 8. Bauman, 2 for 7. And Moore, 1 for 4. And then defensively, 7 sacks on Reed today. 2 for Keontae Scott, 1.5 for Mesidor, 3 for Bain, half a sack for Jacoby Thomas, and that's it. And then 2 picks for Bryce Fitzgerald. For A&M in the loss, Marcel Reed, 25 of 39, 237 yards, and 2 interceptions. Marcel Reed, 15 carries, 27 yards. Owens, 7 for 21. Moss, 7 for 15. Smith, 4 for 14. Concepcion had 2 for 12. Mario Craver had a good game through the air. 7 receptions, 92 yards. Mostly on that big catch he had earlier on the deep ball. Ashton Bethel Roman, 4 for 44 yards. Nate Borkircher, so if I butchered it, 2 for 33 yards. Concepcion, 4 for 33. Bussy, 3 for 13. EJ Smith, 2 for 9. Ruben Owens, 1 for 7 yards. Moss, 1 for 5 yards. And Melon Ostrom, 1 for 1 yard. They had 2 sacks. The same 2 guys that had them before in the first half. They didn't touch Beck after the first half. So now it will be Ohio State and Miami in the Bowl. And if you're Matt Patricia, you got to be licking your chops watching Beck. Because I'm telling you, they can't be doing those dump-off passes against our defense. Our linebackers are too quick. And our corners attack. They'll get after you. They'll hit you right as you catch the ball, and the ball go, and then we'll pick it off. What I really need is Kenyatta and Caden Curry to eat Beck alive. Tear that big head ass up. Freaking Sid looking big head ass. Boy. I could have sworn that game, the ending of that game gave me flashbacks from earlier. Might have been from the Notre Dame game, I'm pretty sure. With Miami. So how about the two teams that they led in the playoff? Well, they got wins. Miami 11-2 now. And they're moving on. Bowl should be fun. I know the banter is going to be fun between the two fan bases. Mario Cristobal versus Ryan Day. Should be a good one. All right, so yeah, the Notre Dame game, they won 27-24. Just, the Miami defense better watch out because they could be food for Jeremiah and Carnell if they ain't careful. Let's see how that last drive went for Notre Dame back in that game. Okay. Oh, all right. So it didn't end like this game, but it was just disaster class for the Notre Dame offense. That's crazy because if you think about it, Notre Dame wins that game, they're in that game right now. So let's see what it says on Gamecast. All right, I'm gonna just look this up real quick and then I'm heading out. Okay, so it doesn't say anything right now. 7:30 on December 31st, the first game of the quarterfinal. Of the quarterfinal. Okay. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. And I will see you all tomorrow for Browns and Bills. With that being said, shout out to everybody who popped in. And now, we got Miami on deck. See you New Year's Eve. No running from you either. Oh, yeah, you're talking about Marlins, yeah. I'm not going anywhere. All I'm going to say is you better not freaking run away when we're beating that ass. I need you in the chat the entire game. The entire game. I don't need you going MIA when we're up by 20 points in the fourth quarter. Beating the crap out of Carson Beck. Because I'm going to be here. I have to be. Just keep your words soft and sweet because you might have to eat them later. That's what the classic saying is. So yeah, with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Browns and Bills. We'll see what happens with these other two playoff games. In fact, let me turn it to TNT to watch Tulane Ole Miss. So, yeah, with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. See you guys later. I'm out. Bye-bye. Yeah.